Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. Happy Sunday. And let's get you guys the first of many non-3x structure builds. They're not even going to be structure builds. We're just building now for Speed Duel using all the new skill cards. And as I promised one of my young fans, Mokuba, we are going to start off with the heroes. Next week, look forward to Gate Guardian. And the week after that, we're actually going to be doing the Chumley, like the sort of down under punch animal deck. So we're going to get through 3 of these skill cards pretty rapidly. And I hope to kind of keep it in a nice cycle so we don't burn out on any one thing. And then after that, we got to go back. We're going to make all these other decks. So without any real further ado, let's get into this. Today's skill card, we are going to be using the Heroes Unite Fusion again. So you activate this during the main phase, discard 1 card, then fusion summon 1 elemental hero fusion monster from the extra deck using materials from hand and field. So discard any card. It is a once per duel polymerization for heroes. Additionally, however, and this is the reason why we've chosen this to play Tempest today. Additionally, if the fusion monster that you are attempting requires 3 or more materials, and you control 2 elemental heroes that are mentioned on there, then you can also use monsters in your deck as fusion material. So this will allow us to touch the deck. Now, something I maybe overlooked when we used this the first time around. Let's recheck that wording just real quick, okay? If I control 2 that are listed on there, I may also use monsters from the deck as material. It doesn't say, and then you can all use the rest from the deck as material. So the ones that are on the field just need to be there to satisfy this cost or this effect. But past that, it looks like we can just pop cards from the deck instead, which is actually going to be a huge bonus for us, and I'll show you guys why here in a second. So, moving into the main deck, we are going to maximize out on the characters that we do need, which is going to be the elemental hero Avion and Sparkman, and I know what you guys are saying. You guys are saying, wow, 2 normal monsters, nothing to go over. You're right. But you're also going, he alphabetizes quite a bit. Where's the Bubble Man? We're not actually going to play the Bubble Man. We're going to do exactly what we did in our 3-time structure build. And we're actually going to rely on Goddess of the Third Eye. Because, again, as long as we have Spark and Avion on board, the Fusion Unite skill card is going to allow us to use cards from our deck. So again, we're allowed to use the Goddess this way. And then additionally, we should be allowed to leave the Spark and Avion that we already boarded. We should be able to leave them on the field and use just everything from the deck, which will help us feed into Tempest's effect. Now that is it for the monsters. It is a quick 9 cards. Again, I couldn't find any room to really wiggle around with this. But the next cards are pretty basic too. We're going to need 3 copies of the Hero Lives. And again, I'm using my foils because we're out of the structure builds. I'm allowed to use those now. And this is going to be, you almost always want to see this as your starter. If not, you're just going to be playing Jank Fusion. But the way the Hero Lives works is if you control no face-up monsters, pay half your life points, special summon a level 4 lower E hero from the deck. And what this is going to allow us to do is mixing this with the later on in the deck reinforcement of the army should allow us to just go ahead and pick the 2 heroes out real quick, play the one we don't have in the hand, or play one of them and search the other one to normal summon, allowing us to really just, again, get into our skill card with the Unite Fusion. We are going to be running 3 copies of the Book of Moon. Again, sort of like a defensive, offensive, jack of all trades card. And until we get like enemy controller or something that's like a little bit crazier, I don't see Book of Moon going anywhere for me. In all honesty, it just shuts certain things down entirely and just does a great job. And then again, because we do have those fusion substitutions, let's get that playset of polymerizations in here. And again, when you start thinking about Goddess being your other fusion, you're going to see that we're not just running, like 2 or 3 Tempests and a couple of other cards. we are going to run one Tempest in 5 other names so that our extra deck actually has some flexibility to it. And you do got to remember, the Unite Fusion is a once per duel polymerization that has a potential better effect. So again, you got to rock the OG. You got to do the things that are going to set you up to win. Last spell card again, 2 reinforcement of the army. Now, until this becomes the emergency call, do not expect me to go like super crazy. But I absolutely would love to see emergency call come in. I would love to see plasma come in, and I'd like to see solidarity. If we got that, I could build a very fun. It's like really sacky, breaky. You guys might be able to find it still on my channel because I'm not in the habit of taking videos down. But you guys might enjoy that, so that could be fun. But it's like a solidarity hero build. And again, it would be perfect for Speed Duel. So those are your 20 cards in the main deck. Now, moving out into the extra. We are going to be playing the single copy Darkbright, because again, Sparkman plus Goddess. Again, like all the heroes, must be fusion summoned. If it attacks defense monster, inflict piercing. After it attacks, change it to defense at the end of the damage step, not the battle step. Important. And if this card is destroyed, target a monster your opponent controls, destroy that target. So again, a little bit of like instant revenge if it does get O-code. Flame Wingman, I think I could save my breath here. I think you guys all know who Flame Wingman is and why he's one of the best. But again, this would be Avion plus Goddess. And this is another Sparkman plus Goddess to get to the Plasma Vice. Again, we didn't have to pack Blade Edge to play this. If it attacks defense, inflict piercing. What's really great, you can discard a card, target an attack position monster the opponent controls, destroy that target. So again, he doesn't really care about the power matchup, but he is the power matchup afterwards. So again, even against things like Cyber Dragon, if this Cyber End is sitting over there, it's probably not for long. Again, the big boy that we wanted to play today, Tempest. And again, this is why it's important that the Heroes Unite is not worded the way that it could or should have been worded, to say that the remaining materials needed to be from the deck, just that you could use cards from your deck, because what we're going to be able to do is actually sack off the Avion and keep the Spark, because with this, send one of the cards you control to the graveyard, target a monster that you control while this card is face up on the field. It cannot be destroyed by battle. And again, you can just target himself. Because again, why wouldn't you? I mean, you literally have a 2,800 point card, and then you're saying, well, as long as he stays face up, he can't be killed by battle. Obviously, card effects still work. He could still be placed under with the Book of Moon, so cross-out plays are still a thing. Again, this deck is meant for Speed Duel, and again, you could play to the more competitive extreme. But if you guys are just looking for a bunch of fun to be had, this is super solid. Again, Thunder Giant, another great Sparkman fusion. And then again, once per turn, you discard a card, target a monster with an original attack less than or equal to this card. Oh, I guess it's just less than, not equal to. My bad. And destroy that card. So again, I guess he's not going to be popping any Monarchs, but it is original, so if you guys are playing up against things with equips or anything that modifies, this will be perfect for you. And then last up would just be the Elemental Hero Wild Wingman, and apparently I threw him in all of the glare. And again, this would be another Avion plus Goddess. Discard a card, target a spell trap on the field, destroy it. So again, I mean, he's not too wild, if I can say that pun. I do intend it. I'm not a coward. Always intend your puns. But again, he was a fun option, fun throw in. Again, if you're not so much about the Wild Wingman, maybe double up on the Plasma Vice, just for power. And then going into the side deck, guys. Last week, I definitely made like a big case for Cursed Seal, the Forbidden Spell. Again, we're running a metric boatload, where we're literally running 11 spells in main. So to drop out 2 of them and say that, okay, well, there's 9 spells, and we could just stop an entire card like Book of Moon from activating more than once, is actually good. So again, when a spell is activated, you respond with this. Discard one spell of your own. Negate the activation of your opponent's spell card if you do destroy it. And then if you did destroy that card, then they cannot activate cards with the same name for the rest of the duel. So again, if it's something that's heavy based in fusion or like the water dragons or like I'm saying like Book of Moon, just go ahead, power up, get to that next stage, do what needs to be done, and just win, right? I got 2 copies of the Lost Wind in the side deck because again, it's GX era. Lost Wind's really coming in play more. You really do get the secondary play off of it more often. What happens is a special summon monster loses half of its attack permanent, and it loses its effect. And we can play back from the discard pile to the field face down when they special summon from their extra deck on a turn that this card wasn't sent to the discard pile. So again, fantastic. And then just run 2 copies of Zelma. Guys, you guys know what Zelma does. You guys are smart. I've been playing them on the channel for a while now. So this is the deck, and I actually managed to lay the whole thing out for you guys in like one shot. So I'm liking that. If you guys want to maybe pause or even take a screenshot, I don't know if you guys are on your phones, your tablets, TVs, computer. I'm not sure. But I do hope that you guys enjoyed this. And if you did and you'd like to support the channel, consider a subscription, maybe. Tell your friends. Or you guys could do something that literally takes 2 seconds. It's free. You just throw me a like and a comment. I try to get back to most of the comments. But likes and comments really allow this channel to be seen by more players. And the more players that check this, the more people are reminded about how much fun Yu-Gi-Oh! Can be without worrying about being super competitive. And we could sort of bring back, well, I mean, it'll never be the same as like the crew that was around in the beginning of the game, but we could sort of bring back that camaraderie between players. And if you guys are interested in the Speed Duel Spotlight, that'll be out in about an hour or so. Hour and a half, 2 hours maybe. I haven't scheduled any of this yet. So do come back, check that out. And even if you don't do any of the other stuff, guys, do me one thing. Just one. Go out and try to make this a good day for yourself. Pursue the happiness today. And I hope to see you guys again next time, all right? See you later.